feel like I'm never gonna get a job again. Like, I'm so scared because, like, I have been unemployed for 3 months. I'm not eligible for unemployment because I just moved here. I am so stressed out. Like, this has never happened to me before. Like, I've always had a job. Like, I was an honor student, like third in my class, so successful in high school and college. And I have a bachelor's degree in poli-sci. I have 2 years of experience in mental health. I'm a great worker. I'm so organized. But nobody will even give me an interview. And I was crying on the phone with my mom because I was like, what if I literally can't find a job? Like, I've been applying for months. Like, I literally can't find anything. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, am I just gonna live with my parents for the rest of my life? Because, like, I'm not kidding you. I literally cannot get an interview anywhere. And I have applied to hundreds, if not thousands of jobs in the past few months. I literally don't know what to do. Like, I'm genuinely so scared.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gag with Geach. I am your boy Geach. And yeah, y'all, look, the job market, it just seems to be getting worse. People can't find jobs out here. But if you are still looking for a job, I just encourage you to keep on looking. You know, just never give up. You can't give up. But it's unfortunate. Everybody's going through it. And like all these companies, they starting to lay off and all that good stuff, or all that bad stuff. But just got to keep going. But
now I don't have a job, and it's not because I'm not qualified. It's not because I'm lazy, and it's not because I'm not trying. I don't get unemployment. I can't get unemployment. For the last year, I've been unemployed for 51 or 52% of the time, so literally over half the time. In between jobs at 3 different companies, I lost the job twice. I always came back and lost it again. And it's not that I lost it, it's that I've quit or walked out over good morals. At Giant, I walked out over them making fun of somebody who had autism, the only nice person who worked. At Giant, who the fuck do you think you are to make fun of someone who's autistic? You feed people, the whole wide community, and you make like $13 an hour. You're miserable. I thought that I would be in a less malevolent, chill space by working for $10 less an hour, but apparently not. The job before that, someone was physically threatening me in the bathroom. And the job before that, my boss was forcing me to train an alcoholic that was drinking on the job and would not.
Now, in his case, I think it was good that he removed himself from those jobs because, listen, your mental health is important. Going through all that at a job, it's not worth it. You're causing all that stress on yourself and on your body, and stress kills. So I'm very glad he got out of that situation. Find you a job. I know we need money. Everybody need money. We got to have money, got to pay our bills, but your health is way more important than some money. So I encourage everybody, if mentally or if they taunt you at a job, you can no longer deal with it, go ahead and remove yourself. You'll find another one, and it's all kind of side hustles that you can do to make you some money, but at least you'll have a peace of mind. But don't deal with that if that's causing you stress and mental health issues. Absolutely not.
Get a job at 50.
Yeah, they want us to be Walmart greeters. I've given up trying to find a job now in my 50s because I've been told crap like I'm overqualified. I've been told we're going to go another way. I've been told that, one time I decided they were doing something that was really super simple and they wanted to hire somebody to do the thing. And I'm like, well, all you have to do is X and Y. And the IT guy on the call was like, oh, really? I'm like, yep. And so I screwed myself and anybody else out of that job because it was, but so it's like, you know, companies, they want to pay the lowest price possible. And when you're in your 50s, you want a higher price. You've worked yourself up to be what you are. And they don't want to pay that. And now with AI, they really don't want to pay it. They would rather hire somebody who knows very little, throw some AI at them, and then they can be mediocre at it. And in fact, mediocre, that's all they really want anyway. They don't need to be better. So, yeah, I'm not going to be a freaking Walmart greeter. Anyway, so that's why I decided to write my own software.
And I agree. A lot of places they do want mediocre because when you are mediocre, they can pay you a mediocre salary. When you got a lot of experience and you come in and know what you're doing, they got to pay you more and they know that. So yeah, they tend to do go with the mediocre.
Get some apps in the app store and do that kind of stuff. And it's hard. And so I'm pulling the self-employment stuff instead of dealing with the stupid companies because screw them. So in my head, I work for Apple. That's my job. I don't officially work for Apple, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, all right, what I need to do is get my apps to work in the Apple ecosystem as best as possible and to be integrated as best as possible so that I can sell them and then Apple will maybe look at them and I'll get rewarded and somehow make $1 million. Yeah, it's the goal. It's not going to happen, but that's the goal.
Everybody on TikTok always tells me, go get a job, go get a job. Well, I actually can't even get a job because there are 3 reasons why I can't get a job. Number 1, look at this face. Do you think somebody with this cute of a face can even go and actually work in a working field like that? Number 2 is I literally don't even have a car. So how am I even going to get to an interview without any money? So if you want me to go get a job, send me $100 so I can get an Uber. Number 3 is literally, guys, you guys know I don't shower sometimes. And one time I went to go to an interview and they said, sometimes you do stink a little bit. And I can't even waste water on the water bill for a dumb little shower. So I can't even get a job, okay?
For anyone that doesn't have a job or isn't actively looking for a job, the job market is absolutely cooked. For reference, I graduated from the University of Virginia with a 3.6 GPA in computer science. And today I received a decision on my McDonald's application. Thank you for applying to the role. The competition was high. You were among a number of very strong candidates. We decided to move forward with other applicants, but I appreciate your interest in McDonald's. All jokes aside, the job market is absolutely horrendous. Since I graduated, I have applied to over 733 jobs. I've only gotten 2 second-round interviews and 0 offers. If you can refer me for a coding job or you can help me get a coding job, please message me.
I am feeling like I want to die and that this is complete torture and I don't know what I did to somebody to make me sit here and do this.
You know, it sucks that I have to make another video explaining why I can't get money. I went to 4 new restaurants. They all declined me. No, I can't mow lawns because I don't have a lawnmower and I don't have friends that have a lawnmower and I need money to buy a lawnmower. I can't track because you need money to start. I can't go to the military because I'm not 18. Even if I was 18, I wouldn't go because they don't even pay you good. Oh, I'm not going to college because you need money to go to college and my parents don't have money to send me to college or university. I can't sell clothes because I don't even have enough clothes. Honestly, I don't know why somebody even said that in my comments. Somebody told me to sell clothes. Really? I can't sell snacks, but
You know what? And I get his aggravation because, you know, when you're in situations like this, a lot of people would throw out a whole bunch of suggestions. And it's like, don't you think if I'm down to my last, I've thought about everything possible to get me some money? I can't do it. So I get why he's, you know, kind of going off a bit about that because all the suggestions that was in his comment is like, I can't do that. Don't you think I've already thought about that? So
literally has multiple vending machines, so it doesn't matter. Literally have every snack there possible. I got people in my comments saying excuses or I'm lazy. I'm lazy when I actually go out and try to find a job. I don't sit in my household. I actually try and look for a job. I look for money. I don't ask people for money. I don't like asking people for stuff. I go outside.
That's it. I'm giving up on finding a job. At this point, it's impossible for me to find a job. I don't know how. I've applied, it seems like everywhere, I feel like. And have I heard back from anybody? Nope. Not one soul has actually heard back from. Only one is a relocation. I'm not moving. I can't. It's just who you know at this point. It's just who you know. Everybody that I talk to that has a job, you know how they got the job? Oh, I know somebody. No, Don! I don't know anybody. So how am I supposed to get a job if all I do is put my resume in and nobody ever looks at it? Ever. Maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe my resume's ass. But you know, at one point I think I'd get one person actually reaching out to me. Not one. Not one. So if you have any help, I'd love it because I can't find a job. It's who you know. It's who you know.
Just get a job, they scream. And even though I have multiple back problems, including spondylolisthesis, grade 2, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis and mild scoliosis, and I haven't worked a retail job since 2009. I have been applying for retail jobs because I can't get any writing work, and neither can anybody else right now. Things are crazy. And even though it's been a while, I know how to do retail work. I worked at Macy's, I worked at Dillard's, I've worked a bunch of places, and I thought, they're always hiring in October because they need people urgently through the end of the year and into January with all the returns and everything. Surely someone will hire me. Apply, apply, apply. I finally got a bite from Home Goods, which is a TJ Maxx owned company. They're a cool company. They sell cool stuff.
I didn't know that, so I learned something. I didn't know Home Goods owned TJ Maxx, so she just taught me something.
They sell to people like me who love like home decor and blankets and being cooked.
Or TJ Maxx owned Home Goods. Yeah, I think that's what she said. Yeah, but anyway, either way, I didn't know that they were affiliated
And stuff like that. So, fine. So the guy calls me, asks me a little bit about my background, wants to set up an interview for me to come in. Cool. And I tell him when I'm available, and then I explain. I am only available to work every other week. I have custody of my child on alternating weeks, but I'm completely available on the alternating weeks. And he's like, oh, I think we can work with that. So he sets me up for an interview. Then he called to change the time. Then he called a second time to change the time, which I get it. Retail's crazy. I've worked it before. I know. I was flexible, and my interview was today at 2:00. So I got all dressed, put on a real bra, put on nice clothes, put on makeup, did my hair, researched the company, came up with some specific ideas and things that I would talk about during the interview, as well as refresh my memory about things that I did at past retail jobs. So I was prepared. I arrived there early, 10 minutes before my interview was supposed to start, and I came in. And as the gentleman suggested who set up the interview, I approached the first salesperson I saw and I said, I'm here for an interview. Where should I go? And she said, oh, good, because we really need you. Because they're super busy and overworked like everybody in retail right now, right? So she goes and gets the manager on duty who says, who are you again? And I tell her my name. She's like, okay, well, you could just go to the back by the restroom sign and I'll be back there in a second. Doesn't introduce herself, nothing. So then she comes back, walks me back to the interview room, still doesn't introduce herself, asks me to confirm my name so she can check it off on the calendar, and then tells a coworker that she's going to be in an interview for a little bit. She wants to go over my background a little bit and why I'm looking for work. So I explain, I'm a writer. These are the kinds of things I write. Right now, work is really slow. I'm looking to supplement my income. And I have a lot of retail experience, and I thought this would be a good place to work and bring in some money. She asked me to describe my experience, so I went through everything. I mean, I sold a lot of different stuff at Macy's. I worked on the entire second floor, so I've sold everything. And I also worked at Dillard's, and I worked at another store called Ups and Downs, and I worked at a boutique, and I described all that stuff. And then she's like, well, when are you available? And I said, well, that's the thing. Like I told the guy who set up the interview, I can only work every other week. Oh, she said. And I'm just like, here we go. And she's looking at the computer and she's like, I don't see how that's going to work for us. And I'm like, okay, well, I did tell the guy on the phone that that was my availability because I didn't want to waste your time or mine if that's not going to work. And she's like, yeah, I don't even know how I would put that into the computer. I mean, then I would have to fill up the other time slots on the weeks you can't work with other people. Isn't that what retail scheduling is? You fill up the empty time slots with people who are available. Obviously, according to the lady that I talked to when I came in, they need some people to help. Wouldn't you rather have help some of the time?
All right, everybody, I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of Gag with Geach. Drop down in the comments. Let me know, are you feeling the effects of not being able to find a job? Is anybody you know going through the whole disturbance with the job search right now? Whatever you feeling, drop down, let me know. I appreciate y'all checking out this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Geach out.